The following tier list contains explicit language
and spicy takes
that may not be suitable for all listeners. Viewer discretion is advised. I'm the Doctor.
And I'm the Companion.
And this is Dango Who? Tier list time.
It's time. Yesterday we released our huge podcast episode talking about
Torchwood Season 1. Yay, Torchwood. Woo.
And because there isn't the tier list that also has the Torchwood episodes, we made one.
We would scroll down to show you that we only have these seasons and then season 2 of Torchwood, but then there's some season 2 spoilers, so we're trying to avoid
Don't
that.
tell them. They're gonna see them.
I know. Just don't look close.
Don't look too closely.
It's fine.
Don't look at what's going on behind
We'll get there
the
in, I don't know, fucking 3 weeks. I don't know.
10 years from now when we finish.
When we finish season 2 of Torchwood. Which is funny because we're in the future. We have finished season 2 of Torchwood.
So what I like about the fact that we're doing a podcast series on Doctor Who is that we also get to time travel.
It's true.
Max and Kitty from the past recorded those episodes, and Max and Kitty from the present are recording the tier list.
Mm-hmm.
But then
it'll be the past for you guys.
Yeah, it'll be the past for you guys. So,
and the future for us.
Yeah, timey-wimey, wobbly. Goes bleep bloop when things happen.
So
you want to just dive right in?
Let's just...
Yeah, so like in case you missed it, go and listen to our
big
podcast.
Old long Torchwood season
on Torchwood.
1.
And in case you don't know, Torchwood is a companion series
to Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Also showrun by Russell T Davies, the showrunner for the first 4 seasons of New Who.
Yep.
Canonically linked because it follows the adventures of Captain Jack Harkness and his team of Torchwood. Torchwood, of course, getting introduced in season 2 of Doctor Who. Jack Harkness getting introduced in season 1 of Doctor Who.
Yep. And the Rift and all that stuff that we...
the Rift in Cardiff that we introduced in season 1, you know?
That's right. So
it's just a follow-up.
This is actually interlinked, and that's why we
It is canonical.
Yeah, we are actually...
This is the canonical placement for season 1 as well as...
Yeah.
So... right before season 3.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. So get excited because...
Get hyped for our season 3 episode. Cause,
I'm so excited. It's such a good season with so many good episodes.
It's going to be a long one.
So
there's going to be a lot of, like...
I can just tell you, the bad episode list is going to get populated real good.
Real quick.
Love and Monsters is going to get a lot of company. But first, let's begin with Torchwood.
Torchwood season 1.
Episode 1, everything changes. I'm just putting in an okay for now.
Yeah, I'm going to move it around.
With Jack Harkness standing on...
just standing on the building. Rooftop. For no reason.
Kitty, how do you feel about everything changes now that we've had time? And by the way, in case you're wondering where we are on the timeline, we are almost done with season 4.
Yes, we have 4 more episodes, I believe, and then we're going to watch all the specials and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and then we'll finish all of Torchwood. And then we will begin the Matt Smith era.
Yeah, that'll be...
So we know more than we let on.
It's true.
But that gives us perspective.
It's true.
So, Kitty, what do you think about Everything Changes now that you've had time to think?
I like it overall. I think it's a pretty good introduction for Gwen. I will agree with you that I think day 1 is a better, first episode, quote unquote. These 2 did air either on the same day or 1 day apart from each other, so I think that the context of that makes it a little better. But I think Everything Changes is a fine episode. I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with it. There's nothing super special other than our introduction of our characters.
It's definitely one of those, the story has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So we have to introduce people. My question is this. Mm-hmm. Is it the top of okay or the bottom of good?
It's better than Christmas Invasion. I don't know if it's better... That is hard. I don't think it's better than New Earth.
I don't think it's better than New Earth. It is better than the Christmas Invasion.
That's for sure.
I'm gonna say honestly,
I think it's the top of okay because
it's the top of okay.
It's a very run of the mill introduction episode.
And I can imagine that if I had seen this episode for the first time when it was airing, not knowing anything else about Jack Harkness and not knowing the little secret about him being unable to die, I think that it would have ranked a lot higher for me.
That's
because it would have been way more fantastic.
You would have been like, what the fuck? That man just got shot in the face.
But I can't turn off my biases.
Yeah, we can't turn off where we come from.
So I do think that it's the upper echelon of okay. And I like this as a baseline for you have to, because the Christmas Invasion is a good episode that ends really badly, and that's why it really gets knocked down.
Yeah.
And I feel like you have to do this and more to make it, into the good category.
I think that's super fair.
Yeah.
Like New Earth just barely scrapes into good with the amazing acting that it has in that episode. So I think Everything Changes is a perfect baseline, essentially.
Yeah. What about Day One.
Okay, I like Day One a little bit, definitely more than Everything Changes.
Like we said in the review, Day One to me encapsulates that the things that Torchwood is about. Yeah. Torchwood is a queerer, sexier Doctor Who, and this episode checks all the boxes.
Exactly. And it also introduces better our main characters, more so than in the first episode, honestly. Especially for, like, Tosh, who barely got anything in the actual first episode. This gives her a little more. I would definitely put it in good.
It's definitely in the good category.
Where in good is the question. It's hard because Torchwood is such a different beast than Doctor Who. Show. And especially this episode that outright basically shows people having sex and a guy masturbating to it.
It's true.
So it's very... I don't think it's better than... I don't know if it's better than Dalek.
It's weird because for me, I feel that, like, as a kind of, like, watermark, landmark moment for the series, I think it's up there with Rose.
Okay.
Because Rose serves to encapsulate what New Who is about.
Is going to be about.
You know, what Eccleston
and Rose is going to be about.
And Piper together were supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I feel that
Day One is kind of that. Yeah. I guess... God, I almost feel like I would knock Age of Steel down again.
Right? I feel like I would... It's been time, but you know what?
We can tweak it, like, at the end of everything. Yeah, I guess it's better than Age of Steel.
And I think it's better than Dalek, because I have fewer complaints about Day One than I do with Dalek.
A lot of Dalek's complaints stem from the fact that they come back, but the episode itself is good overall. Yeah. And I feel like Day One doesn't have that caveat.
Yeah, it's true.
I think that's fair. I think that's super fair.
Yep. We good?
I think we're good.
What about Ghost Machine?
I also really like Ghost Machine.
We had a whole conversation about, like, because Ghost Machine tackles a problematic topic, but I feel that it encapsulates the science fiction-y nature of Doctor Who
and Torchwood.
In like, you know, the thought experiments. What if you could prove that someone committed a crime?
What if you could be a witness to a crime that no one else witnessed?
Exactly. Yeah.
Or the people who were there are dead. Or
imagine if a terrible criminal went on doing things and they never got caught, and you could actually be the one to unravel that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's an uncomfortable episode.
Yes, but it's meant to be.
And there's a lot in Ghost Machine, and I think it would be a disservice to Ghost Machine to put it anywhere below good.
100%.
Because
I would say either the top of good or the bottom of fantastic, to be honest.
Really?
After our big discussion about it, I ended up really, like, more appreciating Ghost Machine than I remembered it being.
Okay. So to me, here's the way that I'm looking at it in my mind, okay? Mm-hmm. Is it better than Day One? I think it's better than Day One.
Definitely.
Is it better than Rose?
Rose is kind of campy, but that's part of its charm. Yeah. Ghost Machine is more serious, but that's more Torchwood, so I feel like they're kind of in the same line in that way.
Is it better than Father's Day? Because I feel like Father's Day is also like a barrier to cross. Yeah. And Father's Day is just so emotionally rewarding.
Yeah. And in a way, I guess Ghost Machine isn't quite as emotionally rewarding.
Not quite
as Father's Day, so I guess I would move it one up. Past Rose, but right under Father's Day.
And again, this is not like, like the episodes that are ranked higher are the ones that are most Doctor Who. We're kind of just rating them on their own standing.
Yeah.
And yes, Rose is super campy, and it's in 3x4 resolution, and it's definitely the first attempt at bringing back the Doctor.
Yeah.
But it has its charm to it, and I keep coming back to that scene of the Doctor explaining how he feels the Earth rotating,
right? Holding her hand, and I feel that all the time.
And the fact that Ghost Machine has these two plot lines, one with Wen and the old man.
The old man, or the young boy as well.
The young boy, and then Owen with the old man. The old man.
The other old man.
The other old man. And like, it manages to examine both sides of the Ghost Machine.
Yeah.
And
then introduces the final side of the Ghost Machine.
Yeah, like, it has way more depth than a lot of other episodes of Doctor Who and Torchwood, honestly.
Yep. Hello, Trash Truck.
Oh, that's right, today's Trash Day. That's why we're doing a fucking Doctor Who video. That's a joke.
Wait for that.
That's a joke, yeah.
And that's why we never record on Wednesdays.
And that's why we don't record on Wednesdays. Kitty, is there anything else you want to say about the Ghost Machine?
I like it. I really like the Ghost Machine.
I think it's really good. And I feel like part of this, and maybe we can just take a moment now to just to showcase an element of Torchwood that makes it so special.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that it is different from Doctor Who. You get to experience things that you normally wouldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
And, and I know, yes, Doctor Who is a family picture.
It's a family show.
It's a show for kids that you're supposed to watch on Christmas Day with your family, and I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta give it to Torchwood for
having the balls.
For having the balls to do some of this fucking shit.
Yeah.
Legit.
Yeah.
And sometimes we give merit to people not on how they do something good, but how they do something differently.
Yeah.
And in a way that inspires people, because that's what science fiction and fantasy does to me.
Yeah.
It inspires me.
And that's in some ways what media should do.
What it should do. And honestly, Ghost Machine...
It should inspire you, challenge you, change your beliefs maybe in some way.
Yeah.
Like, that's what good media does.
Yeah.
And I feel like Ghost Machine really does that.
And that's not to say that that's the only way to do things good, because
No.
Rose doesn't do that, but it's comforting in a way.
Yeah.
I keep thinking
It's
of
new,
Rose...
but familiar.
I keep thinking of Rose as like a comfort food, like it reminds me of a different time,
Yeah, exactly.
And different ways of being good.
Exactly. 100%.
Talking about different ways of being good.
What
about
Cyberwoman?
How do you feel about Cyberwoman?
I still feel, again, I feel conflicted about Cyberwoman.
There is, you know what?
I know, right? The agency at the end that they take away from Yanto.
It reminds me a lot of the Christmas Invasion.
It does, right? I guess I would say that it's better than the Christmas Invasion because it leaves me feeling less sour.
Honestly, I feel like if everything changes as the baseline for what a Torchwood episode is, Cyberwoman does let you down a little bit on the ending.
Yeah, because I feel like there could have been like a little more.
And I almost kind of want to push it. Because I did like the mystery of going back and forth. I'm like, what's going on with Lisa?
Yeah,
is she human? Is she not?
That's true.
But that ending really sours it to the point that you misremembered the ending.
I did. I completely did.
And to me, no, you know what? It has to be there because I feel like that ending, just like the Christmas Invasion, drops the ball.
It does a little.
Because
one little change.
Yeah. There was no reason why they had to rob Yanto of all of his agency. Yeah. Especially on the episode that was about him and his plot and the person that he was in love with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I think it stays there.
I think that's fair.
I'm getting nails and a hammer and I'm sticking it right here because it's not going anywhere. I legitimately think it's lesser than everything changes because it falters at the end.
Yeah, and we still like Cyberwoman.
We still like it.
Because it, tells Yanto's story in some ways, but it also kind of, strips away some of his agency.
And I think that it hurts more when a good episode falters and lets us down
than when a bad episode stumbles ass backwards into success.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel like I'm talking about episodes of
ass backwards.
God,
where? I mean,
okay, so
hold on.
Is there anything else you want to say about Cyberwoman?
No, we should probably let this trash truck through.
Well, they're coming for Small Worlds.
Ah, fuck. Take it.
Oh no, there's a spoil. Okay, nobody look at the bottom at the bottom of the screen.
Just scroll up slightly. For a second.
I mean, yep.
There we go.
That did it. Yeah, someone's gonna be like, "Oh my god,
what the hell?
Who the hell is Adam?"
Adam.
Fucking love Adam. Anyhow, Small
Adam.
Worlds. Is this the worst episode of this season?
No, Random Shoes is.
All right. Okay, so as we talked in the review, Small Worlds is a page 1 rewrite. Someone fucked up and...
Someone wrote the premise and Russell T Davies was like, alright.
Russell T Davies was hungover that day.
He was like, I guess.
Because everything that could go wrong in this episode goes wrong, and that's not in a good way.
No.
That's not in an inspiring way. Like, as we said, this is a page 1 rewrite.
Yes.
You look at this in the writing room and you go, okay... fucking go back and rewrite this whole thing.
Yeah, you can keep one thing but rewrite the rest, basically.
The whole thing, that the plot with Jack and the lady goes nowhere and ends 15 minutes in.
We're literally halfway into the episode.
Because in a better written episode, that older lady would have been the solution to the problem.
She would have helped save everyone.
They don't fix the problem.
No, they don't.
And it has the gall to end with a fucking Goosebumps ending.
Mm-hmm.
So where does it fit in the bad? Because it's bad. It's bad.
It's bad. It's pretty bad.
Is it worse than Love and Monsters? Is it worse than The Girl in the Fireplace? It's weird because The Girl in the Fireplace is kind of it's a Moffat episode in that it's kind of masturbatory, to be entirely honest.
OC X Doctor,
especially after that other episode we watched with this OC in it. It's very like it's uncomfortable to watch, to be entirely honest. But I think Love and Monsters it's a barrier to pass because Love and Monsters was passable until the very end, where it just completely loses all.
It literally jumped the shark.
Russell T Davies. We have really enjoyed his work, but he's
got some shortcomings.
Some stupid shit. Like, really? We're gonna end this episode with a sentient, sapient glory hole? Mm-hmm. Really?
Of my dead girlfriend.
Like, you didn't have to tell me that they fuck. You didn't have to tell me that. Mm. You didn't have to make us imagine the fact that, they make it work. Mm-hmm. She's just a face in a slab, and,
Yeah, they make it work.
And they make it work. I really didn't need to know that.
Would I quantify Small Worlds as better than Love and Monsters?
I don't think so, because
I don't think so.
It was infuriating the whole time.
But I don't know that it's worse than The Girl in the Fireplace because of Moffat and his view on women.
On women. So,
which kind of shows up in Girl in the Fireplace, I'm not gonna lie. So
it's hard, isn't it? Because like the whole time that I was watching Small Worlds, I was like, where is this episode going? And I'm like the antagonist is impossible to defeat. What are you gonna do? And the answer is you don't do anything. And then there's the uncomfortable parental abuse that happens in it.
Oh yeah, God, I forgot about that for a second.
I feel
is it worse than Girl in the Fireplace?
Okay, out of these two, I think I would rather rewatch The Girl in the Fireplace than rewatching Small Worlds. Cause
at least The Girl in the Fireplace has Mickey.
Honestly, I feel like if I rewatch Small Worlds, I would find even more things that were wrong with it.
I guess that's fair.
The Girl in the Fireplace, at least
the clockwork people look cool.
I want to make something very clear, okay? I feel like these two are really close.
They're very close. That's why we're really having a hard time.
I would have them be on top of each other.
Yeah.
But we can't do that much like Moffat wants his OCs to be on top of the Doctor. Mm-hmm. I
honestly leave it like that because we can just put Random Shoes at the end of this.
Random Shoes is so fucking bad. I would rather watch The Girl in the Fireplace again, even though it's just Moffat stealing the Time Traveler's wife.
The Girl in the Fireplace twice than watch Small Worlds and Random Shoes.
Oh my god, I would rather watch The Girl in the Fireplace twice. And it's just Moffat stealing someone else's book idea, by the way. I just want to make it very clear. Mm-hmm. I think he just did that again for 3 seasons, but anyhow.
Anyway, the trash truck's back.
Man, I wouldn't want to be the one person who's like, my name is The Girl in the Fireplace fan, 1992. 1999.
She should, I guess
I'm 21 years old. And...
watching Doctor Who when
I have strong opinions about Doctor Who.
8?
As opposed to us, we're 22 and we have strong opinions about Doctor Who.
We are not 22.
Anyhow, what about country
side.
motherfucking side? Okay, I'm gonna... Okay. Countryside is one of the best. I mean, maybe it's fantastic.
I would have put it in fantastic, to be honest.
Okay. It's operational enough fantastic, though, because Countryside is good enough that I think you can just watch it on its own as its own, 50-minute movie.
I think that's super fair,
and it's intense all the way through, and it has the most cathartic anti-Doctor Who ending that I feel solidifies that Torchwood is connected to Doctor Who, but it's not Doctor Who.
It's a sexier, queerer, edgier.
It's a sexier, queerer, edgier. And also, the only time in which we have... The solution to the problem is Jack Harkness jumping out of a car with a gun and just shooting everyone.
Yeah.
Fucking...
so good.
There have been so many times in Season 3 and Torchwood Season 2 and Doctor Who Beyond, where I'm like, I just wish Jack Harkness jumped out of a car with a gun. Legit.
Ran his car into a building and then jumped out with a gun. And then when he was finished shooting his shot, he takes out his tiny little revolver.
I think of this episode so fondly, not only because of that, but also because its intensity,
incredibly intense,
and the fucking
ending.
Amazing ending to that episode, and the performance by that actor in the episode is just so.
It's really good.
It's just so good. I'm smiling right now, and I'm getting tingles all over my face because it's just so good, and
No, one over? Before Bad Wolf? No, before Bad Wolf.
In front of Bad Wolf? I almost would put it in front of Army of Ghosts. And Because there's a lot of build-up, but just the emotional payoff, I feel like it's right up there with Doomsday.
That is fair. I think that's super fair.
Yeah, like, if I get one, I want it to be Countryside being right under Doomsday.
I think that's fair, honestly.
Because Doomsday has, it's the conclusion of the entire story of Rose.
Two seasons of...
And
Countryside manages to do that in one episode.
And not only that, but also, and spoilers, even though you already fucking watched the podcast.
We assume.
It manages to touch on something that Doctor Who never does, because Doctor Who is science fiction. But in Countryside, humans are... The monsters.
Yeah.
And
every kind of show, usually a science fiction-y show, does something like this, but Doctor Who doesn't.
It did it very, very, very well. And it left an impression on me, and I just love Jack Harkness jumping out of a car with a gun, fixing the problem.
Yeah.
It's so cathartic. It really is.
It's very cathartic.
Anything else you want to say?
It's such good.
What about Greeks bearing gifts?
Okay, it's definitely in good, but where in good is the question.
It's in good.
Because, listen, Tosh getting a lesbian girlfriend is all I ever knew I didn't need, but now all I knew I didn't fucking... I didn't know I needed it, but I needed it.
You didn't know you want it.
Yeah.
But need it.
Yes.
I actually think... okay, are you ready?
Yeah, because the ending kind of sucks.
The ending kind of sucks, and honestly, I wish that we lived in the alternate reality where she just sticks around as the one alien who's a member of the party.
Yeah, because I feel like...
And I feel like Tosh would have done so much better as a character had she just been in a lesbian relationship with this alien.
Yeah, had she still had someone to, be happy with.
Yeah, because I feel like Tosh... And I know that the members of Torchwood, the whole thing is that they're all unhappy, none of them have lives outside of work, and I get that.
Except Gwen.
But I really wish there had been someone who had a near resemblance of a life and love outside
Gwen.
of this.
Yeah.
Because when you have love, you have something to fight for.
Yeah. And I get it, that's Gwen's thing.
That's Gwen's thing, but
why can't you just...
and also, more gay characters in this show.
Yeah, honestly.
Again...
Trash Truck's coming back around.
It's fine. For a show from 2006? 2004?
6 going into 7.
From 2006 going into 7, the fact that there is like an openly omnisexual character, we have a lesbian scene, and basically we have Tosh being coded as bisexual.
Yeah,
and
actually everyone.
And
Gwen,
Owen, everyone's bisexual in this freaking show. That's great. More,
please.
More. But I think that they're
very similar. Up. Yeah.
And also, like, listen, just lesbian Tosh and lesbian girlfriend just being together made me so happy.
Yeah.
And like, it felt like they actually shared a bond other than just the alien trying to, take advantage of Tosh.
Yeah, no, it feels like that kind of felt secondary almost.
Yeah,
in some way.
It actually felt like it was like, yeah, I'm also getting this thing I want, but I actually just like spending time with Tosh.
She's actually just cute.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, and they also play with the whole, what if you could read somebody's mind?
Yeah,
hear what people really think about you.
That's true.
Which, every science fiction usually covers, and this one does it pretty well.
Yeah, it's true, and it's funny,
and especially having Tosh be the character who can hear other people's minds, because she's, like, sort of insecure about herself and about what others think of her, especially since she's been crushing on fucking Owen for forever.
And I definitely feel like this episode is a perfect storm of all the things that we really like in these kind of shows. It explores the science fiction element, we have the character element as well, and it's queer as hell.
What more could you ask for? Give Tosh a lesbian girlfriend forever.
Yeah. Again, I wish we had lived in that alternate universe where they just stayed together, and we had like this other dynamic with
with an alien who's and it would add like a bit of conflict to like the Torchwood team, because they all generally get along except for towards the end of season 1.
Yeah.
But like having an actual alien in their midst would kind of throw off the dynamic.
Oh man, I would have loved that for a certain episode in season 2. But anyhow,
you're not wrong.
Right, because I feel like even in Doctor Who, even though the Doctor is an alien, we don't really get the alien perspective like ever. It's always very human centric, which makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Someone in the comments is like, "Yo, well, humans made this. This is not real, do you?" And I'm like, "You're not real. You don't exist."
Yeah.
What about they keep killing Suzie?
There's a lot I like about this episode, but a lot of it's just kind of.
I agree with that motion that you did that they can't see, but it's an okay episode.
Yeah, super okay.
Question.
Yeah.
Is it in front of Cyberwoman or behind Cyberwoman?
I would put it behind Cyberwoman, because Cyberwoman is about Yanto, who is a permanent member of the party, as opposed to SUZIE, who is a...
temporary member of the party.
Exactly, a twice-occurring member of the party.
And in case anybody's wondering, why is it in front of the Christmas invasion? Because it doesn't leave us feeling shitty.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you add up all of the bonuses and the negatives, and you carry the zeros, like we're playing D&D 3.5, you're like, you know what? Pretty close.
Yeah, no, because I like what they do with they keep killing SUZIE. I like that, the glove comes back, SUZIE comes back.
Yeah,
it's one of those things that Doctor Who doesn't always get to tackle because it's a weekly show. I mean, so is Torchwood, but it's a weekly family show. They don't always get to bring things back.
Sorry, I just realized that it's just this dead man.
A day in something.
A day in something. Anyhow, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
And now you just pointed it out, so everyone's looking.
Dead man. Random out of combat captain and kiss slipper to the meat. Adam, dead man, day in something.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
That's the title of your light novel.
Yeah, it's true. Anything else you want to say about the...
I also like the little twist of, SUZIE. I just want to see my dad, and then I fucking hate that dad.
That's true. I like that.
That's some catharsis in a way.
Yeah.
And we get a little conclusion of SUZIE's arc. And it tells us a little bit about Torchwood, so it kind of all meshes into a honestly, solid episode.
I was shocked that we got more SUZIE, because SUZIE very much felt to me kind of like, as I talked about, the chameleon character from the original X-Men cartoon. Yeah. Whereas, you don't exist. You're not a character in the comic books.
You're gonna die.
You're gonna die in the first episode. You're here to be fodder. Yep. And then SUZIE comes back. I fucking love that.
Yeah, it's cute. I like it.
Talking about things we don't like.
Get out of here, random. Just put it there. That's where it belongs. I fucking hate Eugene.
I hate Random Shoes more than Small Worlds.
Yes.
Because Random Shoes is an episode that...
shouldn't have even been
shouldn't have... See, you can... Small Worlds can be fixed if you just rewrite it.
You rewrite the whole thing, but you can
actually make it interesting and engaging, and there will be a good episode there. Random Shoes is actually entirely pointless.
Yeah. It's not only pointless, it's stupid. It challenges your intelligence. It's like, you're stupid. Here's a fucking ghost.
Yeah. And it barely even features the Torchwood team.
Yeah, which we hate.
And it has, a stupid Goosebumps ending as well.
Yeah.
And it's very, and you know what? I want to say, it's very
masturbatory.
It's very masturbatory, where it's even though when...
is in a committed relationship with her boyfriend...
and she's cheating on said boyfriend with Owen. Mm-hmm. We just get this other random guy who just and it's a very guy crush where I've seen
he knows nothing about her.
Yeah,
but he loves her.
Yeah, I saw this girl
from far away
in a quiet place, and I don't know what to do. Fuck off! That's what you should do. You fucking creep. Just because you see a girl in the subway doesn't mean
you're entitled to her attention.
Yeah,
you creep.
You fucking creep.
Anyway, Random Shoes sucks. That boy looks like an Adam, so fuck boy Adam.
Yep, and that's why all the fuck boys are named Adam and Eugene. Mm-hmm. By the way, in case you're wondering, in case your name happens to be Adam or Eugene, we're really sorry. We're really sorry that you're a fuck boy. That's just genetics. It's what happens.
I don't think it's genetics. You can change your name. You can't change your genes.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I was gonna do a whole play on words. You can change your genes. You actually wash your jeans. You should actually wash your jeans. That's a fucking satin tirade right there.
You're not wrong.
Anything else you want to say about Random Shoes?
Fuck it. Worst episode of
it's everything. The worst. I mean, until season 3 of Doctor Who, let's be entirely honest.
Yeah. Racism trumps...
Yeah, racism trumps fuckboy. Oh man, I would rather...
I mean, there's a fuckboy in racism
there's
episode.
There's a fuckboy.
But at least he's interesting to look at.
See, it's funny because in Racism 2-parter of season 3 of Doctor Who, the antagonist's actor is the best thing.
Yeah, he's because he's just just wide-eyed and crazy.
But see...
But that doesn't forgive anything.
I felt so uncomfortable the whole time because of racism. And so, you know what? I would rather watch Random Shoes than watch those episodes. But we'll get there
someday.
10 years from now when we finish recording this episode.
Yeah.
What about Out of Time?
Okay, so we feel differently about this episode.
We do.
So I like it more than you do. I will admit it's got some faults, especially with old man subplot. I really feel like they could have handled that better.
They could have handled that better.
I like young girl's subplot, and we both like Pilot's subplot.
And I feel that you have summarized it very well.
Yeah, because you weren't super interested in young girl's plot line.
I actually found it kind of cringy. It was one of those things where I was watching it, and when she was talking with the hip girls from the present, I was just like, please, for the love of God, cut somewhere else. I don't want to see this girl who's a baby interacting with people from the present in a way that's just going to be embarrassing for everyone involved.
And I feel like they don't go to that cringe level, which is good. It helps.
I don't know. I was cringing pretty hard. Okay. But just being entirely honest, as I said in the video, I have come around. You helped me look at the really good sides of the episode.
The fact that these characters challenge our characters
that's true.
And help us get to know them better.
That's true.
Even Old Man, whose subplot is not handled super well, but it still presents like a kind of interesting sci-fi question.
That's true. That's true.
What if you could travel forward and meet, your children when they're older, but everything's sad and fucked up?
Yeah, no. Now my question is,
where does it go?
Is this episode good?
Nah.
Is it weak? I don't think it's...
I don't think it's weak. I think okay is the place to put it.
I mean, I might even make it the top of weak.
Top of weak.
Although, no... I mean, like, it's definitely better than The Idiot's Lantern.
Yeah.
But I feel like, it might actually be right up...
God, Tooth and Claw's kind of...
Yeah, I almost kind of want to keep dropping this, but... Okay, you know what? Question. Is it better than The Christmas Invasion?
No.
Is it better than World War III? Strangely enough, I think I would rather rewatch School Reunion, even though I really don't like that episode.
I think so. I also, because at least School Reunion doesn't feature a suicide subplot.
Yeah.
But I would rather watch Out of Time than Tooth and Claw, because Tooth and Claw has fucking werewolves.
And Boomtown's good, but it doesn't, not a lot happens.
No. I think that's super fair.
And
School Reunion has K9, it's got Mickey.
No, I would very much rather watch a School Reunion, even if it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
K9, just solving the problem with a gun, And again, to continue our meta-narrative, everything changes being the baseline. It falters a little bit because there's a little bit less focus on
Torchwood itself.
And it's not as fantastical.
Yeah, it's very grounded.
It's very grounded.
Yeah, it's got some sci-fi elements, of course, but like it's pretty grounded in reality. Yeah. And again, the whole suicide subplot is really uncomfortable.
That was not handled well at all.
No.
So
yeah, I think that's super fair.
What about Combat? The one written by our boy.
Noel Clarke, Mickey Smith.
Okay, I feel like I can just say this right now. It's better than Everything Changes. For sure.
Yes. It presents a lot of questions. It presents a lot of complex character development for Owen.
Yep.
It also, has that guy who's a brilliant actor.
Yeah, he did fantastic.
He was great.
And I don't know if I'm reading too much into it, but there was...
Really? Again?
How many?
There's only supposed to be 3. We got green waste and fucking recycling and fucking...
They keep circling. It's like, is that the Dango Duo residence? Do they have shitty opinions?
Again? Imagine... I'm sorry, I just looked over and I was like, what if they made a Doctor Who Android?
It would... I mean, right now it would be 13, which is great.
Which is great.
Oh man, an Eccleston.
Oh my god, I would fucking die. Good Smile Company, please get on that.
Alright, so Combat.
Yo, that would be like the Love Life series, but Doctor Who androids, they just make them all.
Oh, that would be actually kind of amazing.
You could have all the Doctors.
Aww.
I want that.
And then there's the third Doctor that no one remembers, or the one from...
Eight. Eight is the one who only had a movie.
Yeah, well, it's fine.
It's fine. Eccleston only had one season, and we love him.
Fucking well, he was really good.
Yeah.
But anyhow, back to Combat.
Anyway, Combat.
Also, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but they could have had a scene of this guy and Owen just fucking.
Yes, and it wouldn't have felt out of place at all.
It fades from black, and then they're just dressing up as they're getting up from bed, and I'm like, because there was a lot of sexual tension there.
Woo.
And also the episode handles this idea of men having basically a fight club that doesn't fall into toxic masculinity like the actual Fight Club movie.
Exactly.
It handles it very well. Honestly, it's better than Dalek.
Yes, better than Age of Steel, I think.
Is it better than Day One?
See, there's queer representation in these other two, and this one doesn't quite get there.
I mean, Ghost Machine doesn't, but it's just so much
stronger.
It
doesn't, but it has more questions.
I definitely strongly agree that, there's a notion, not a notion, but there's a lake of difference.
There's a pretty sizable difference.
There's a difference the size of one of those Midwestern states, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, out of these two, I would rather rewatch Greeks Bearing Gifts.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's right there.
And Combat has a lot of tension, too. And it's not as good as Countryside, but it's still kind of it helps, but it does make it a little harder to watch, because you can kind of see, you're shit. Shit's going down.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. And it is a mostly Owen-centric episode, which
That's
we will
true.
get a lot more of, so it kind of is...
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think it's perfectly fine there. Because which would we rather watch? Greek Span Gifts.
2 episodes left, and let's just...
Fucking shoot that thing all the way to the top. I don't know about all the way to the top, but like, whew.
I honestly...
Right? Right there?
Captain Jack Harkness. You know, the balls, Kitty.
Mm-hmm.
And also the fact that I misremember and there's way less racism.
There's only one little thing of racism.
And people come into the Fantoshko after that, so like that to me kind of solves it.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because Russell T Davies was also show running the family of the Blood of the Five Armies.
Yep.
So you know that's how you know that he's not a perfect human being.
No, nobody is.
Not like he has to be, but definitely the balls to have the final moments of Captain Jack. You know what?
It didn't have to be that gay.
Fuck it. No. It stays right there.
You like it? You like it there?
Yeah, I would rather watch this 10 times than rewatching The Satan Pit. And I fucking love this movie. Mm-hmm. This movie is so good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But Captain motherfucking Jack motherfucking Harkness.
Yep.
Son. It's just so... You were crying.
I almost cried, yeah.
And the Satan Pit movie did not make us cry.
No, it's a different sort of...
It's a different kind of goodness.
Yeah.
But, I mean, now, this is close.
It's very close.
The difference here is, like, the space between...
Space between...
Like, a fucking fingers. European county, you know?
European country?
Yeah, county.
County?
County, like, you know...
Yeah.
It's like the miles difference, you know? Centimeters, maybe.
Yeah, there we go.
You know? I don't know, what do you think?
I think... Yeah, I think I would rather...
Would you lower it? Because, listen, I already got my one with Countryside.
So... I know, I do think I would rather rewatch Captain Jack Harkness over The Impossible Planet and Satan Pit, because it's queerer, for one thing.
Yeah, for one thing.
Yeah, and it features, like, 2 of our favorite characters, Jack and Tosh.
Yeah, and maybe the viewers don't really recognize how powerful it is that we are saying that we would rather rewatch something, because we never rewatch things.
Yeah, no, we're not really a rewatch kind of people.
We don't do that, and if Kitty doesn't do it, I just don't do it ever in my life.
Yeah, like,
I'm always very busy. Time is very limited. I'm always doing something, going somewhere, getting something done.
So experience something new rather than something we've already seen.
The idea that I would reread a book or rewatch a show just goes to show how much I like it. That's why, like, you know, like, when I tell people that I'm like, I really do love the first 5 books of the Chronicles of Amber, I really do like those books because I just reread them once a year. Mm-hmm. And, like, that should just tell you, you know, like, the fact that I would rather rewatch this back to back.
Yeah.
It's so good, and it's just so queer, and it's good.
And it sets up things, it tells us about these characters.
And we learn more about Jack.
And Tosh, even.
And Tosh.
Mm-hmm.
And Tosh gets to be, like, the hero.
Yeah. It's true.
And it sets up things that happen on End of Days.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Anything else you want to say?
No, I think that's super fair.
Now, what about End of Days?
This is a weird one. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a weird one. Torchwood is just not armed to deal with the giant penis monster.
It's true. If it had a giant dangly penis, would this episode have been better?
I mean, I would have been like, damn, Russell T Davies doesn't give a fuck.
He's got the balls.
And the dong. To have just a giant dong just flopping all over the screen.
It's true. This is a tough one, because I like how creepy the fucking caretaker is.
The caretaker is probably the best part of Ends of Days.
Yeah.
Now,
and I do like that all of the, like, supporting cast kind of come back in a way as, like, ghosts to talk to their family or whatever.
This definitely has something that doesn't happen very often in Doctor Who. Mm-hmm. Closure.
Yes.
We get closure, a little bit of closure with Lisa with Toshko's mom.
With Pilot Lady.
Pilot Lady. My thing is this, and maybe once we're all done with Doctor Who 10 years from now, we should do like a whole tier list of all the antagonists, because I feel like the caretaker...
He's really
up
good,
there.
because he's creepy, but he's not like overtly, like, evil. You can't tell his intentions right off the bat. You think, oh, he's just, like, a creepy old man.
Legit, though, like, as we were watching Captain Jack Harkness and then into End of Days, I was like, is he good? Is he bad? I don't know.
Yeah. And that's a good sign.
And that's a good sign.
Usually.
Now, he does kind of end up just summoning a giant demon lord.
And then I'm pretty...
And then getting stumped. I'm pretty sure he just dies in the shadow. I'm pretty sure
he just, like, steps back in time or whatever.
He's like, oh, my lord, yes, we have brought you back. And then he just gets destroyed by the demon lord. By Abaddon.
I don't remember. Anyway.
He's up there as interesting concept antagonist. Yes. Not so much the way he ends up being executed.
Not necessarily.
Executed. Now, I definitely think that it's better than Everything Changes. Everything Changes is kind of like the baseline for what an episode for a good Torchwood episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there's a good Doctor Who episode in there as well, to be entirely honest.
Honestly, like, kind of where it is almost pretty good. Maybe moving it up, like, a couple of slots.
I don't know, New Earth is... I almost feel like I would rather, like, do this, but you know, we can worry about that once we're all done with Doctor Who 10 years from now, and we can move things around.
Yeah.
This is gonna look like a fucking mess.
This is gonna be shit show.
I feel conflicted because, like... No... Oh, you know what? I spent my one...
Like it right
I actually kind of like it there. My issue is this, okay?
Okay.
Torchwood is just not armed to deal with the giant penis monster.
So they deal with it the best way they know how.
So the solution ends up being kind of one of those, like, oh yeah, well that's the only thing they could have possibly done, because what else were they going to do?
Which is better than Small Worlds, because it doesn't feel so powerless and so, like...
Small Worlds, which has no resolution whatsoever.
I mean, it has one, it's just terrible.
No, that's not a resolution. I mean,
it doesn't defeat the baddie, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's like, you know what, we're just gonna let
the baddies, like, continue to kidnap children, no worries.
So I know that you guys murdered a bunch of people and have been stealing children to turn them into fairy aliens, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But we're just gonna let you keep doing that.
Yep.
You know?
At least End of Days has a solution to the problem.
Yeah, and it has John Barrowman doing the best performance of having his soul being sucked out.
Yeah, that's true.
So you know what?
I think it's perfectly fine there, because I like New Earth more, I think, but I like End of Days more than Everything Changes.
Should it be this then?
No, I think no. I think it's the acting helps in this one to push it over.
You know what?
It's in some ways it's kind of a clever solution, even though it's the only thing they could really do.
It's like the only thing they could have possibly done.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a fault, not a fault, but that's a problem of you and I being storytellers, people who create fiction and write fiction. Because as writers, we look at it and go, well, that's the only thing you can do about it.
Yeah, like the monster that sucks life. Yeah, of course, you're gonna give him the one snack that he can't eat. He literally can't eat all of it.
Because like other than that, you had just like Deus Ex Machina, like some sort of other solution happens randomly. Yeah. And also, let us not forget that End of Days does have the hook into Doctor Who season 3. It
does, that ending bit.
And that ending bit is
really,
it's very Back to the Future,
fun.
But I fucking love it.
Yeah. And End of Days has that whole, like, rift stuff bleeding through, so you get literally, like, the plague coming through.
That's true.
And I like that kind of, like, mystery of, like, what the fuck is happening.
So you know what? I think that, like, now, having thought all this out, it is definitely better than Everything Changes, because Everything Changes is the baseline.
Yeah.
And it doesn't leave us feeling bad like Cyberwoman.
Yeah.
And the only hard criticism that I have is that the solution to the problem is, like, the only possible solution.
Yeah.
So it's not very imaginative.
And no giant dong. That's our other...
And yeah, you know, but really, if there had been a huge dong, I really feel like...
it would have
been better than... There you go. Kitty, is there anything else you want to say about this tier list as it stands?
Man, you know, like, before this, we were, like, season 1 has no stinkers, season 2 has a couple of stinkers, and Torchwood season 1 only has a couple of stinkers too. Like, there's nothing in weak. We didn't put anything in weak. And I feel like that goes to show, don't worry, season 3 of Doctor Who's coming. What do you mean, dump Control all into bad?
Just fucking if you think that this area here is looking mighty sad, don't you worry. Don't you worry your pretty little Dalek faces. over any of this.
Because I feel like Torchwood season 1
is really strong.
Is really strong,
and you know,
and even the episodes that aren't as good, ignoring Small Worlds and Random Shoes.
I mean, and we can look at season 2 right here. We've already seen it.
Yeah.
So we're looking at these. We're like, man, there is more winners in season 1 than season 2.
I think so. I think that's super fair.
And I really feel like that isn't like, oh, well, it's the first one you guys saw. So there's like, because you have, and maybe if someone's watching this without any context, this is my first time watching Torchwood.
This is your first time watching Doctor Who, other than the first 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Before we began this journey, like
episodes.
10 years ago when we first met, we watched Rose. Where the fuck is. And The End of the World and The Unquiet Dead.
And I think we watched episode 4 and 5 and World War 3.
No. We watched Aliens of London and that was it.
We might, yeah. No, because you remember Harriet Jones.
That's true.
So I think we watched 5 episodes.
Yeah, but I fell asleep during 3 of these.
Yeah.
And then, 10 years later, we're married and we decided to create this, to actually watch all of Doctor Who together.
So I've watched Doctor New Who through season 6 and all of Torchwood. So I'm coming back on it, but you're coming at it with fresh eyes. So it's not like, this is the first season that we watched, you know. Like, looking back on it, I do think Torchwood season 1 is really good.
Yeah, it's definitely the superior out of the first 2. We'll see about 3. Ellipses. But definitely, so far, even through the good, through the bad, and the weak, I have definitely enjoyed my time experiencing Doctor Who, including Torchwood. There's maybe some jackass in the comments who's like, Torchwood is not Doctor Who. It doesn't count, even though...
It doesn't feature the Doctor, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, even though it's actually... Like, see, those are the same people who... Here comes a flex, okay? It's the same people who started reading Homestuck at the Trolls. And I'm like, it's all part of the same story, bro. You just gotta read the whole thing.
Yeah.
I warned you about the stairs, bro.
I warned you about those stairs, bro.
Yeah, that's all I know about Homestuck. I'm such a fake fan.
Yeah.
Am I even a fan? Am I a fan?
Are you a stan? Are you a Homestuck stan?
Don't you? How dare you? How dare you? Liking something is not a suitable it's not a suitable replacement for having an actual fucking personality.
Tell teenagers that. I'm sorry if you're a teenager.
Teenagers are dumb.
Your brain's not fully developed. It's not your fault.
It's not your fault. But you know what? It's time for the Dango Duo. Taking it back, life lesson, okay? Liking things is fine. And liking stuff is fun. But you should really ask yourself, what are the values that I hold dear? And for us here at Dango Duo, we love queer stories.
Yep.
And we appreciate representation of people who look like us and are like us. And honestly, analyzing media is one of the things that it means a lot to us because as storytellers...
Exactly. It helps better our own stories.
And also,
gives us inspiration and hope.
Absolutely. Like Doctor Who has been very inspiring. It's been very inspiring for me, the good and the bad.
Yeah.
And I feel like you need to look at it like that. It can't just be like, you have to love all of Doctor Who.
Or you're not a real fan.
Or you're not a real fan.
That's impossible with Girl in the Fireplace.
That's impossible. Did you see Love and Monsters? Did
That's
you see
a terrible
the Girl
episode.
in the Fireplace?
Those are terrible episodes.
Moffat just stole the Time Traveler's wife, and then he admitted it later on. So I'm just like, listen... I can't wait for 6 seasons of Moffat. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
We're hype, boys.
Truth be told, he did something in season 3.
3?
Of Doctor Who. That was pretty alright. But we'll talk about that on the next episode of Doctor Who.
Dango Who.
Dango Whom?
Whomst?
Hey guys, if you enjoyed this tier list, please let us know with a thumbs up and a comment. Let us know what you thought. Is there a particular point that you disagree with? Be civil in the comments and we will reply to you. That's the way that we do business now. So if we don't reply to you, it's because you were probably a dick. And all because you've been shadow banned and sent to the shadow realm.
Probably that too.
But for now, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope that we entertained you for a portion of your day while you're driving to work or in the bus or, drawing your OCs. Hey, Charles. And for now...
You can do your OCX to the doctor. That's not the problem we have with it.
No. The
You
problem is when you make that...
Your show.
When you make that, your job. At,
Yeah.
Or when you write a shitty episode.
Yeah, that's... See, as long as you don't do that, you're cool with Dango Duo.
You're cool with Dango Duo. Hey, guys. And we'll see you in the next episode of the podcast where we talk about...
Martha's Season 3.
Martha Jones!
Well, first we gotta do The Runaway Bride, which...
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But then we'll do Martha Jones. Unlike the Doctor, heyo, whoop, 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 whoop.
Oh,
whoop.
It's a sex joke.
It's a sex joke. Yes.
Took me a second. I just spit in the air. That's not very coronavirus friendly.
Yep. Here at Dango Duo, we like to play dangerously, and we like to have the outros going for as long as possible.
Yep.
You see, it's funny because Martha Jones got nothing in season 3 of Doctor Who.
You see, it's funny because she's black, and they have to talk about that every episode. It's great.
You see, it's funny because the whole show frames it as though she wants the Doctor, even though there's no chemistry between the two of them.
You see, it's great because I hate it.
You see, it's funny because in a show about time travel, they really haven't had a main character who was black, so all the white writers felt like they really needed to address how a black person could exist in the past.
How is this even possible?
How is this even possible?
Look, there's black people, it's fine.
Yeah, you know.
That one guy.
Yeah, you know. I'm really happy that we went out of our way to learn that Shakespeare was racist.
A little racist. Little bit racist.